Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. Welcome. My name is Dan Paracka. I'm coordinator for the Year of Morocco, and it's a pleasure to have everyone here today. We're going to have a great conference, and I just have a couple of announcements. We were waiting for the Moroccan flag, so that's why now we are able to start. It took it a little longer to get here. It had to come a long way, I think. Everyone gets a Year of Morocco t-shirt, anyone who wants one, so just see them at the front desk. This logo was designed by our students as a part of a course project last year, in the spring, I believe, about a year ago, I think. All of our presentations are being recorded. If you don't want your presentation recorded, see me, and we'll communicate that with the team in the back, Chris and his team. Wave to everyone, Chris. And also, if you're loading presentations, Matt, don't go away, Matt. There's Matt in the back also. He's loading presentations. He also has a laptop if it's needed. So see Matt for that. If you want the Wi-Fi, it's the KSU guest is the login, and then the password is Kennesaw, all lowercase. All right? It's now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Lance Askildson, our Vice Provost for Global Affairs at Kennesaw State University. Lance has worked long and hard on supporting our Year of Morocco from the very early stages, visiting Morocco with our former president, Sam Owens, about 2 years ago, maybe 2.5 years now, and he's leading all of our global learning efforts. He's gonna be leaving Kennesaw at the end of this academic year, and it's gonna be a great loss to our team. The leadership he provides has been tremendous, so it's kind of bittersweet, but I'm glad that he's here to help welcome everyone and give remarks. Dr. Askildson.
Well, good morning, everyone. On behalf of Kennesaw State University and our Division of Global Affairs, it really is my pleasure to welcome you to this Year of Morocco conference. I have had the great pleasure of working with the Year of Morocco learning community, the planning community, and really the various and sundry stakeholders that help put together both this annual country study program and or many other annual country study programs I've had the privilege and pleasure of being a part of. And before I begin with some broader remarks, I want to recognize and thank some of those who have gone to such lengths to bring this to fruition. And so certainly I need to recognize Dr. Paracka. I also want to recognize the faculty learning community who is currently supporting a very unique, a very dynamic model for our Year of Morocco that is the first of its kind, and I know we have a number of members here. Could I ask you to stand very briefly? Amanda, I saw, Christy, Nina, Sandra, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, you can sit down now. Ladies and gentlemen, these are faculty who, for the most part, have volunteered their time to really make this annual country study program the success that it has been. And this, of course, is just one small part of a year-long endeavor to educate our students, our campus community, our larger regional community about Morocco, about its people, about its culture. And I get to stand up and give remarks and make copious amounts of words in celebration of their work, but really it's those individuals that have put in the hard work to bring this to fruition, and I want to emphasize that. There are many other individuals that help make this happen, including many from the Division of Global Affairs, and I want to note with some sadness that we have a annual intern here from the LEAP program funded by the Japanese government. Where is Kazuki? Kazuki stepped out. Oh, that's right. Well, you can tell him I mentioned him. Kazuki has worked with us for a year. Today is actually his last day. I believe he steps on a plane back to Japan tomorrow morning, and he's here volunteering because he's been helping Dr. Paracka and the team bring this to fruition. Suzuki, thank you for all your efforts. What a wonderful illustration of the power of internationalization when we have an intern and visiting scholar from Japan working on a year of Morocco with an international team and an interdisciplinary team. So thank you. Finally, I also want to certainly recognize our dear friends, our partners, our colleagues from Hassan II University in Casablanca, first among them, Dean Gonegai, but the entire delegation from Morocco. Thank you for being here. Thank you for continuing to partner with us, and we hope that we can bring that partnership to new heights and new achievements. All right, well, with that, let me say a few words about my own experience with Morocco. Unlike many annual country study programs, I have a great deal of personal connection to the year of Morocco. Approximately, I'm going to give you an approximation so you don't know my real age, but approximately 20 years ago, I was a student in Morocco and later even a teacher of English. But I came to Morocco first as a student of Arabic. And naive as I was at that young age, I did not realize that there was a distinct difference between Moroccan Darija and the modern standard Fusha that I was there to learn. But very quickly, I found my footing with my Arabic studies, but I also found an incredible people with an incredibly generous spirit who were looking for ways to connect with the world all around them. And I befriended a young Moroccan man who was also sort of navigating this multicultural, multinational phenomenon that so many Moroccans do. His mother was French, his father was Moroccan. He grew up primarily in Morocco, but he was in my Arabic class because he went to French schools and not necessarily, and he spoke fluent Darija, but he didn't know how to read modern standard. It was just sort of a wonderful illustration of the complexities of contemporary Morocco. And I was struck, as I am today, by his and his fellow youths and their want to share their identities as Moroccans, as complex, as multifaceted as they were, and as they continually are, with anyone and everyone who would listen. And I learned a great deal through that friendship. Daoud was his name, is still someone I am occasionally in contact with. I think he's a banker somewhere in the world at this point. But he carries that Moroccan identity with him. And I think as we examine these very important, very contemporaneously urgent issues of youth, identity, and gender, I think it's important to remember that the Moroccan context is a unique one in some ways, but it's also one that translates very well here across the pond in the United States. We have our young people here in the United States struggling to develop their own identities and to express those identities in ways that are filled with intersectionality, that are complicated by globalization and internationalization in all its forms. And I'm struck by the shared experience that both Moroccan youth and American youth have. And so I think it's particularly fitting and quite poetic that beyond the Year of Morocco, Kennesaw State University also has more than a decade of partnership with Hassan II University, and not just at the level of faculty or administrators, though we certainly have that. We also have more than a decade of partnership and exchange among students. And indeed, a group of Kennesaw State University students, led by our former program coordinator, sitting over there at that table, who now works for CARE, had the opportunity to collaborate directly with students from Hassan II, to have exchange on both a personal and an intellectual level. And that type of collaboration and partnership, I think, is the most important that we can promulgate as educators. And I'm very proud of that partnership. I think there's much more to do and much more opportunity to mine in that partnership, and I hope that today's conference and the broader collaborations that come out of it provide us with new platforms, new avenues in which to enrich those collaborations. Ladies and gentlemen, make no mistake, we are living in a time, particularly in higher education, of tremendous xenophobia, tremendous fear of the unknown, of the other, and it's a very difficult time, quite frankly, to be an internationalist. I feel it quite poignantly myself. And that's why events like today's, not just the international, for us, the international focus, not just the content that we're going to be covering with the various speakers and keynotes, but bringing together particularly different, divergent cultural perspectives in harmony to examine shared lived experience, to examine the shared challenges of youth, of identity, of gender, which we certainly are all struggling and navigating together. I think that is a compelling repudiation of this overwhelming, it feels at some times, this overwhelming sense that we should be isolating ourselves from others, that we should be reinforcing our preconceived notions. I reject that soundly, as does my entire team, and I think I probably speak for most of the university, I would hope, that we need to be open to diverse perspectives, that we need to be actively, indeed proactively, soliciting alternative perspectives in order to enrich ourselves, in order to complicate our own identities. And we certainly want to engender that intellectual curiosity and that love of learning among our students as well. And so with that, let me try to contextualize the monumental importance of events like today's. And again, this is one of many over the course of the Year of Morocco, but it's an important one, both symbolically and substantively. And again, I want to thank Dr. Paracka. I want to thank the entire team that helped put this together, and certainly our partners at Hassan II for helping us advance the cause of international engagement, of international education, and of shared human experience that we prioritize in all of our work. And now I'm going to spare you from further scratchy voice because of my cold. I hear it coming out more and more as I speak. Forgive me. And I'm going to turn the microphone over to my dear friend and colleague, Dean Gonegai. Dr. Gonegai, please.
Good morning. صباح الخير. السلام عليكم. Bonjour. Don't worry, my remarks will be in English. Honorable guests, dear colleagues, dear friends, dear students, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor and privilege to be here in Atlanta to attend this international conference dedicated to Morocco. You see that there is a big difference between United States and Morocco. I feel that it is an honor and privilege to be here with you in Atlanta to attend this international conference dedicated to Morocco. On behalf of my colleagues who are here with you and my colleagues in the University Hassan II of Casablanca, Faculty of Letters and Human Science, Benmsik, I would like to thank all members of Kennesaw State University, administrators, professors, students, for their effort in organizing the Year of Morocco in Atlanta. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Lance. Thank you, Nina. Thank you, Noro. Thank you Thank you, Gilles. Thank you, Catherine Lewis and other colleagues from Kennesaw. This important event reflects the interest and attention of our American friends for our country, Morocco, and for the cooperation and the close relationship of a friendship and a brotherhood between our two countries, dating back to a distant history, as you know, which reminds us that the first country that recognized the independence of United States of America was Morocco in 1786. Today, Kennesaw State University and the University Hassan II Faculty of Letters and Human Science Benamsik are celebrating the 12th anniversary of our partnership. During this period, several projects have been completed. Several meetings and exchange of officials, professors, and students have been undertaken in spirit of friendliness, mutual respect, openness, and interculturality. Together, we have established an exemplary relationship of partnership and complementarity. During this period, we opened Moroccan culture, Moroccan history, and Moroccan society to more than 200 visitors from Kennesaw State University who have discovered the richness of our culture, who have felt the smells of our traditional markets, and places and historical sites. They have noticed the simplicity and the generosity of the people and have also enjoyed the knowledge of our professors and artists. This fruitful partnership enabled us to establish an academic program made up on BAE, Master, and PhD in Moroccan American Studies, which is unique in Morocco, and which opened new perspectives of studies and research to students and researchers in the two universities. We are delighted to start and to maintain a specific relationship with Kennesaw State University. Together, we have broken the boundaries of space and time by establishing a direct contact via video conference between the students of our two universities. On other occasions, we have seen your students working in our campus, or we have seen also your professors giving lectures and sitting as members of the juries in PhD defenses. Likewise, our colleagues and students took part in several events in Kennesaw State University. Today's event, which is organized within the Year of Morocco in Atlanta, is the crowning of serious, continuous, and responsible work of professors and students of the two universities, to whom I pay a great tribute. The outcomes and achievements of this partnership between our two universities are numerous. To name only a few, several points of joint publications. We had an exhibition about Casablanca, which was first displayed here at Kennesaw State University. We have also another exhibition about Morocco and the United States in the Second World War, and actually the ongoing realization of a large exhibition on transatlantic slavery. And also, on the other side, the participation of the Kennesaw Theater Troupe in the International Festival of University Theater of Casablanca by the outstanding performance Moby Dick. Ladies and gentlemen, Kennesaw State University has played a very important role for our opening on the United States, and particularly on several United States institutions and universities. Thus, in our campus, we received the grandson of Roosevelt. Also, we received some American journalists and some family members of actors who played in the famous movie Casablanca, and some high officers from the U.S. Army. And the list is long. Our meeting today is a break in order to make a new beginning of our cooperation for a new project, to foster the conditions for new meetings and exchanges, to give more opportunities to young people from the two universities, to establish a dialogue, exchange, and love between our two countries. Long life to the Kingdom of Morocco, long life to United States of America, and long life to the Moroccan-American friendship. Thank you very much for your attention.